Hello everybody, this is Dino GTO, and this is the IS, the Tier 7 Russian Heavy, well, for the IS-7 line, and this is probably the first game I've played in this thing in about, I think, 2 years. Was one of my favorite machines in the game for a long time. Um, Only reason why I sold it was because I was looking to buy a Tier 9, I can't remember which one it was. It was probably the Leo PTA, which was a machine I ironically ended up selling really early on into the grind because I just gave up on it. I drove the Centurion Action X, and that thing put me off that sort of machine completely. Because that thing, for me at least, got ammo wrecked every single time I drove it. And a lot of times it would end up getting ammo wrecked twice in a game, which meant that you would need to run 2 repair kits, which is something I never do. I'm not prepared to sacrifice the fire extinguisher or the med kit, and especially not the med kit because the gunner and all would get knocked out in that thing constantly as well as was the driver. And medium tank without the driver is pretty horrendous. So yeah, unfortunately couldn't save the Crusader earlier on because I was a bit slow reacting. But move up here, take a shot at Jackson, take off by 370 health. Just gonna wait my reload, about 10-second reload on this thing, not too bad overall. Going to try and focus down the Jackson in particular because he's got a really fast reload, pretty high pin gun. Panzer 4H just put a shot in my side. I think he must have been firing a heat round there because I don't think a normal AP shot from the 105mm derp could pen. But yeah, that's some pretty damn sweet damage there. Over 1,000 damage from one shot against a Tier 7 heavy. It's amazing. So that's a Tier 7 heavy dealt with in 2 shots. Then there's this VK2801, which I can only assume disconnected because that's the only real explanation for whatever the hell that was. Artillery then kills him, so yeah, not really too worried about it. And then there's the Panzer 4H, where you just one shot because he's a Tier 5 taking on a Tier 7. Not really much else he could do, honestly, other than run away, but he didn't run away, so he did. He died. I'm gonna make my way up the hill. I know there's a VK3601H up there, but I'm not sure if there's anything else up there. So I'm making my way up the hill anyway, just to see. Turns out the VK3601 is the only thing up there. So I take a shot at him, and that was probably the worst shot I've ever had in my life. That was bad. Like I don't even know like what the hell happened with that shot. That was just bad. But yeah, I was considering heading up there a bit further, but then I realized, yeah, chances are I'm not gonna get a shot in anything else if I stay down there. So I turn around and I'm gonna head up the west road because I'm more likely to be able to head off the Cromwell B, which I assumed was going to head down to reset the cap, because I assume my team's going to cap, because that's just what we have to assume in this game. Slowly making my way up the hill. As you can see, this thing's still pretty damn mobile for a heavy. Like, this is a tier 7 heavy tank. It gets a massive amount of armor, but it's still damn fast. But that's one of the main traits of this line. I spot the M44, auto aim, one shot. So one of the perks of a 390 alpha gun, I don't think it's actually possible for me to low roll enough to not kill him in one shot. I don't think it's actually possible. Whereas if I was using the 107 from the KV3, it's entirely possible I wouldn't have killed him in one shot because 25% RNG, I think it is. It used to be 50% back in the day, but we don't talk about those days because the ISU could do 1,000 damage in one shot, which was never fun because if you're facing an ISU 152 in anything that was below tier 7, it could potentially one shot you. So yeah, wasn't fun. And those things were rampant in those days. So yeah, just gonna totally outmaneuver this T28 HTC because yeah, that's the advantage of mobility. Mobility just allows you to do shit like that. I'm just gonna head down here. I'm not expecting to get another shot in the Cromwell B, but turns out the Cromwell B did go for artillery. One of the artilleries spot him. Zoom in, preparing to take the shot. Artillery takes 250 health off him. I took a shot into him. Unfortunately, it left him with like 50 health. Now, at this point, I was looking at my reload. I was looking at the cap timer. No joke. Just as I fired, the cap timer hit 0, and there's like a 2 second window after the cap hits 0 that the game will continue, and I got him just before that time period ended. Now, stats. Yes, high caliber, top gun, top team on XP, top team on damage, and yeah, overall pretty damn nice game. So yeah, thanks for watching. I will see you in the next one.